Hello everybody, it's Colin with the Knox County Fire Bureau, and today I'm at Concord Marina in West Knox County, and I'm going to meet with Mark Walker from Knox County Rescue, who's going to give us a tour of their rescue boat. So let's go have some fun on the water.
Hi, I'm Mark Walker. I'm with the Knox County Rescue Squad, and I'm here to talk to you about one of the tools we have in our emergency services that is here behind me. It serves as a huge tool in our toolbox for the water rescue team, which is one of many teams with the Knox County Rescue Squad. And this particular boat has a huge purpose of dive operations, water operations, and I'm going to give you a good tour of what this boat is about. And we want to say big thanks to the donation from the Lang Foundation that provided this boat to us at no cost. That was an enormous donation to us. And also to Safe Harbor, who here at the Concord Marina is providing us this slip. And without this, and without the boat, we would be minutes, if not even an hour more into an operation to try and help save someone's life. Welcome aboard to the Knox County Rescue Squad's Rescue Boat 1. This is our tool I was showing you earlier, and I wanted to give you some of the features of this wonderful boat that we have. One of the things we got to keep in mind in our emergency services is that we can get a call 24/7, 365 days in the year. And so it's either cold, wet, night, dark, you name it, that's when emergency can happen. So we got to be prepared, and this boat allows us to do that. One of the cool things about this boat is our electronics. On the electronics, we actually have a radar system which allows us to see images on the water if we're running at night, and so that is a very cool feature. We obviously have our radios. All large vessels need to have marine radios, which we have also our EMS radio to contact the dispatch center and other agencies. This is our marine radio, and then we also have a PA system. And like all emergency services vehicles, we've got the lights and sirens that we have as well. And so the cockpit is lighted at night. This is a nice feature as well. We're protected a little bit from the environment. Some of the other little knickknacks, if you will, is we've got poles. So if we need to reach someone, you know, the rule of thumb is you want to reach, row, throw, and then the last thing you do is go in the water. That's one of our mottos for water services, water rescue. And so we have the ability to do that. We have a throw bag on this vehicle to throw flotation ropes out to that. Obviously we would like to get there as quickly as possible, so we got some pretty nice engines on this. These big, large Mercury motors gets us out there quick. This boat, even though it's a large boat, we can go approximately 40 miles, 42 miles an hour maximum speed, so that's pretty quick. You got to have navigation, so we have charting systems. So many times, and this is just kind of a recommended practices for boaters out there. If you have an emergency, at least get some good landmarks as soon as you know what's going on. So for example, right now you can see behind me there is the park, and then you have over here to the other side, you have the sailboat marina. But think about, even if you don't know the names of those places, give us some tangible landmarkers, because what you find on the water, it's not like a mile marker on the roadside. Is you got to triangulate your situation, and many times our rescues get delayed because we don't have accurate information of where you are, like the example of color of your boat, size of your boat, location. If you're a larger boat, you may have a charting system where you can give us a river marker to where you are in the river. Those are types of things that can be helpful. From this boat we can do lots of things. You can also see we have recently added a fire pump where we can actually use this vehicle to respond to fires in the water. We did not, and to my knowledge this is the first time in Knox County that there was an emergency services vehicle capable of providing fire support from the water, and we're very proud of that. This tool not only points the water at the fire, but also we can attach a hose to it and supply water to firefighting on shoreline. So this is a recent addition that allows us to do that. But for dive operations, this is very, very useful because it's a large platform. We can put lots of equipment, and this boat serves very well for that. Over here you can see some of this ancillary equipment. These are spare scuba tanks, and some of the side compartments we have some of our ancillary dive gear, so we can run a dive operation right from this boat, and many times we do. And keep in mind the kind of emergencies we talk about that this boat's capable of responding to. We would use this boat as a response to, for example, a boat that's in distress, or there's someone that has a medical emergency on their boat. We've had those situations. So this boat has medical equipment on board, to include an AED, equipment suitable for an EMS event, bandages, etc. And then we may have dive operations. And so in this compartment over here, we have some of our ancillary dive gear, PFDs, buoyancy compensators, fins, mask, etc. I showed you earlier the scuba tanks that we have. Sometimes we can have extended operations where we're diving for hours, and so we would need many tanks for that. We've actually had situations where there was a need to evacuate a houseboat, say, for example. So we may have several passengers that we need to bring on board, which we're capable. I believe the magnitude is around 15 passengers we can have on this boat, so it's a large capacity boat. So we got to have, as with all boats, we have to have a life preserver for anybody we bring on board. So we have many extra life preservers that are also stored on this boat. And then you see also things that we also need to have in place for a dive operation where we need to anchor in place. You have that as well. And then in this compartment, again, more PFDs. That the PFDs take a lot of room, but that would be also stored there. And then over onto the other side is some of the equipment that's been recently added to deal with our firefighting capability. So we have nozzles, tools to change out the nozzles, the fire hoses that hook up to the end of the pump so we can fight fires on shore, assist our fellow firefighters. So in recovery operations, we'll be using our Stokes basket as part of that. If someone's injured on the water, the Stokes basket. So this is just a floating basket that helps us package our patient so we can bring them, get them out of the water. One of our tools in our box is the ATVs. We can take this part of the boat, which serves multi-purposes for us. And from the old war movies, you can remember the amphibious landers. And essentially that's what this would do. So you can see this is very sturdy, and we can actually load equipment on and off the boat, like a four-wheeler as an example. But this is just one of the many useful aspects of this gate. As a diver, we'll have divers suit up on the boat, and they'll be on the edge, and then we can enter the water without having to have that big splash that we prefer not to have, because we never know what's underneath us. The other thing that's really cool about this is now it's stairs, and me getting older and not as in shape as I used to be, is I get kind of lazy, and so that puts me on the front of that ledge, and they literally pick me up out of the water. So that's a very nice little feature of this boat. Our agency exists with donations, lots of donations from private people like yourselves, in addition to the city and the county. The county is our biggest contributor, along with the city, and then United Way. And then we have private donations like this boat. You know, without this boat, we couldn't be out here to provide the services that I know for myself, and speaking for my fellow squad members, that we absolutely enjoy to do. As I said, we're volunteers. We're out here because we want to, not because we're paid to do it. And we want to serve our surrounding communities. And water is a great resource in Tennessee. This is why I'm here. I love this resource. I love the ability to be out in the water. Whether you're fishing, boating, swimming, kayaking, you name it, it's out here. But we also want to do it safely. So be sure you're wearing your PFDs. Be smart when you're out in the water. Pay attention to what else is going on out there. And if you do get into a situation, remember, pay attention where you're at. If someone's in trouble, remember the reach, row, throw, then go scenario, and call 911. And then give the information of where you are, location markers. Use your marine radio. Channel 16 is emergency radio channel, which is monitored by the U.S. Coast Guard. Be sure that you have the proper training of operating your vehicle, because you know your boats can be also a problem if you don't know how to properly operate it.